everyone, and welcome back to another video with me, Shruti Vashist. You're watching Living Our Ascension. So this is going to be a weekly reading, and the funny thing is I actually filmed this yesterday already, and so but there was some errors when I took it downstairs to edit it. So today you're not going to be seeing me pulling cards and stuff that are new. I'm using the ones that I got yesterday, that I pulled yesterday already, because the messages were really nice. They were so uplifting, so I wasn't really guided to do it again. I'm gonna share with you the same messages that came. I'm gonna show you today. I have some objects, some crystals. You can pick one, and that'll be your message. I also have a card deck, so you'll get a second message from there. And so before we jump into the reading, I just want to say that I have these personal services that are on my blog, and it's a really good time for all of us to go within and to delve deeper, to really come into our ascended mastery as well, because you see what's happening, all of it. There's a lot of destruction and death energy that's around, transformation, but the way to use it in a positive way, what's really happening at a higher level is our empowerment, and so it's a really good time to do that. I've been having such initiations myself in my life, so I want to invite all of you, if you are guided, then it's a good time now. So now let's just move into the crystals. And by the way, my blog, you can find it below this video. It's www.livingourascension.blogspot.com, where you can find all of these different services. So the first choice is this stone, and I don't think you can see it that well, but I'm just gonna try my best. The camera doesn't really catch this all that well. So yeah, I think this is the best view that I can show you. So this is the rock. This is number one, if you're guided to this. Number two is this guy here. So just check that out. And then choice number three is this one right here. Oh, this is gonna be hard to show. Yeah, I think that's the best view. You can see there's different colors in it. That is number three, my friends. Okay, so that is 1, 2, and 3. Please make a choice which one you are strongly drawn to for this week, and that'll have your message. And then after you've done that, you can check below this video. There should be some time slots. You can just click on that and listen to your message there. So if you picked number one, then of course this was the stone, your stone. And the message here, if you look at this stone, you can tell that it's not something that I bought. It's something that I picked up when I went to the Himalayas a few years ago, the mountains in India. And we have the Himalayan range in a lot of different places, but this particular place that I went to, it was in Chopta, this place called Chopta. And you can see it's crystallized, this rock. It's milky in some parts, and it's quite translucent as well, and it has this really high vibrational energy when I hold it in my hands. So it's the amazing thing about this is that it looks all rough, but it has this it's really special to me, these rocks that I found when I went there that time. And I've been hiking in different places like in Europe and stuff, and the stones that I found there when on my hiking trip, just that were lying there, were also really amazing, but they weren't this crystallized. And it's because this place that I went to was a little remote, and it wasn't as touristy, the side of the mountain that I went on anyway. And there was just so many of these crystallized rocks that I got so many of them. and then I hold them and I use them in my meditation. But I feel the message for you here is that just because something looks rough, around the edges, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have value. In fact, it can be sometimes more valuable. And there's an eagle that just flew by right now, very close to me. And eagles also bring this higher perspective, and it's like a bird's eye view. So I really feel that it's what this is saying is that these rocks, when they came to me, they came through my own particular frequency, through my own guides. What that means is that it's kind of like when we serve the white light, when we come into a higher levels of ascension, it has to do with coming into our ascension column, and this white light that's there, that connects us to our higher self, to our I am presence, and all of the different multidimensional parts of us. So even when we are aligned with that, the gifts that come to us are also coming from the same vibration that is very unique to us, and it's kind of like you are an eternal being, and at the same time, you have these qualities that you were born from source, and those qualities will always stay. That is the service that you will always do in every lifetime, but you are also here in this particular lifetime with the particular ray that you're serving on, and frequency and all of that. So essentially, to make it easy for some of you who may not know what I'm talking about, what this is saying is that it's coming from your unique soul frequency. We all have a very, very unique purpose, even though our purpose for all of us, for example, is just to exist, is just to serve, just through being our own self. So I feel that that there's going to be some gifts that are coming to you now, and these gifts, you might find them in nature, you might find them somewhere else, because lots of people are in lockdown. Maybe they're not going out into nature as much, but there will be something that's there, that's coming like a blessing for you, and it's reflecting to you your own particular very specific frequency. So pay attention to that. So that's the message that I'm getting, and don't be afraid of trying these new skills also that might be coming, surfacing at this time. And the wind is blowing just as I say that. So there might be some new skills that are surfacing for you as well. That's happening with a lot of us, and don't be afraid of using them. So now the card that you got along with this is, I'll show you in a second. It's this card, and see the best way that I can show you. So this, as you can see, it's like a knight. He's half knight, and I think, and half some animal. Looks like a rhino, and he's holding a flag. And I really feel, when I look at this image, it's kind of showing me that there would be opportunities coming to you in your life now. Jupiter and Pluto are in a conjunction at the moment. Jupiter represents blessings that are there for all of us. So these blessings, just take them in one by one. Don't just jump onto the first thing that you see. For example, many of us are at home. We're not as involved in work, let's say. We might be working from home as well, but we're kind of changing things around a little bit. And I feel that some ideas might be coming to you, and some new ways of doing things, but you don't have to jump at the first one, because it's like an abundance energy. So there'll be more and more coming. There's more and more that's opening up for you. So be consider your options. You have a lot of options, is what I'm trying to say. So you have this abundance that's opened up for you, and you're going to have lots of options. You don't have to jump at the first opportunity, whether that is projects, relationships, ideas, whatever it might be that you want to manifest in your life. And just take your time, because look at what the soldier is doing. It's almost like he's ready to put his flag down on a piece of land. He has reached a certain summit or a certain place where there's land, and he can claim it as his. He can put the flag there, but he's considering. He's paused for a second, and he's looking all around. He's deciding which place should I put that flag in. So you can claim anything you want. It's really up to you. You are a creator being, but consider what is don't be in a dearth mindset that, I'm not going to get anything again. There's plenty that's coming to you now. So that's the message from Spirit for you. And just have that mindset, and then see what's really, really aligned with your heart. Feel into your heart. So that's the message for you for this week. If you enjoyed this reading, please subscribe to this channel, and you can like this video, and you'll see me very soon in different ascension updates. I've already recorded some videos. So if you chose number 2, then this is the crystal that you get. This is actually called a shaligram, and it's this is how it looks, from the back. And shaligrams are known to have very powerful energy. They're only found, if I remember right, because I bought this a few years ago, and that's when I researched it. But if I remember right, they're only found in one river, or one area, and at the bottom of that river. And so they're quite rare in that sense. And so what I feel with this is, with the whole depth of water and this cycles, this represents the divine feminine, these cycles. And this is like a natural thing, that nature made it so beautiful. Look at it, first of all. So I feel that this time has caused you to really go within, to perhaps, you had more challenges than you would have anticipated, in the past weeks, or, perhaps you're still going through it right now. And it pushed you beyond your comfort zone. You had to go inside yourself, into your shadow self, a bit more than you would have done so on your own, of your own accord. But circumstances sort of pushed you into that space. And while it may have been uncomfortable, you have actually come to a new level in your ascension, in your self-mastery, let's call it. And now that you're there, you're like in that space which felt uncomfortable at first. You're there, and you're standing there and thinking, this is not so bad. And this is what this represents, with the black and the cycles. This is claiming your shadow, or claiming those shadow really just means as well, gifts as well, because things that are hidden, like a cave, below the earth, you go there and it's so scary, and you're digging, then you unearth this beautiful abundance, these crystals, this crystal cave, or which represents your talents, your hidden talents, spiritual talents, or just this ability, this deep ability that we all have, whether it's spiritual or not. It can be related to research, just going very deep within and coming up with something that is very unique to your talents as well, so something new is coming, and it's all a result of you having hit a place that you were uncomfortable with before, and you feel quite comfortable. And this is such a great feeling, even though you've been through challenges, to be in that space, to know that you can be comfortable even in this process of transformation, of death, of things that you were afraid of before. So this is coming to you as a reminder from Spirit to recognize that, and kind of like a congratulations as well. So the card that you got is also really interesting because it sort of relates to this. This is the beautiful image that you on the card. You can see there's this goddess again. She's naked. And then there's just this abundance energy, golden orange, that the universe is sending her. It's like a cosmic energy, and it relates to Shakti, which is like your life force being amped up, you feeling like you can achieve anything. And she's naked, so that means she's not scared anymore. She can take off all of her clothes. She can be vulnerable completely, and emotionally, physically, whatever that might be. And she's comfortable doing that now, and because of that there's this immense rush of energy that takes place. But what I'm feeling is that there's actual coins that you can see on here. So I feel that because of this claiming of the space within you that was uncomfortable before, because of maybe external events, there's some money coming to you because of it. And it may be money, it may be physical gifts, but it's something physical. It's it's not just, sometimes abundance can mean, that you have an abundance of friends or well-wishers, or people give you compliments, that sort of thing. But I feel that this is something much more physical, so you're getting something, it's probably going to be money, and there's a lot of it as well. Abundance energy that you did not expect. So that sometimes can be in the form of also an idea that's coming to you, a money making idea, that will serve you, for the next year, because the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction is happening now, and that's active for like a year. Jupiter is blessings, money. Pluto is also related to the same thing, but in a depth way. So this card and this relates directly to that. It's kind of like, this is the Pluto energy, this is the abundance energy, and they're both connected. So I really feel that this year you are putting into action something that you didn't think before. It wasn't really an idea that occurred to you. You're just coming into this energy of abundance. So pay attention to the ideas, the energy opening up now. What is this? You would know it from within your heart, and use that. If you were considering something now, then this is another message from the universe that you're on the right track, and it's a path of abundance for you. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Please let me know in the comments below if it resonated with you. Subscribe to this channel, because I'll be uploading more videos, ascension updates that I've already made actually, but I wanted to upload this reading first. So join me for all of those. If you chose number 3, then you got this crystal that I showed you before. And the thing about this crystal is that it's special in that it's quartz, like regular quartz, but it's infused with gold inside, and it has rainbow colors on the outside. You can't see it that well on camera, but it's actually very bright, these colors. When it at a certain angle, like all of them just light up on the surface, and you can't really see it on camera. And inside it was heated to a certain temperature, and I think infused with like gold inside it. There's like this process that happens. So that's what attracted me to this crystal when I bought it, many years ago. The fact that it has both, it has this rainbow energy and it also has this golden energy. So as I was looking at this crystal, because it has many colors on it, this is how I like to play with this particular crystal, is that it has this beautiful color of blue, like dark blue, and like this yellow gold. So dark blue relates to the divine will, and it relates to a will that is beyond us, beyond like this personal will that we have, where we think that I can do this, or I want to do this, I want this to happen in my life, I'm going to make something happen. The divine will is larger than that. It means that we, when we align with it, we serve a purpose that is greater than just our own individual desires and wants and what we think is right. So what I feel is that you'll be feeling this presence that is moving through you now. It is something higher. So all you have to do is surrender and let go, because you don't even have to think, take a decision or anything. You just have to allow, like breathe, and just allow it to come, and you will be acting on its behalf. You will be acting out in the world, and it might be something that you wouldn't do before. Like, let's say if it's something new you've started, like a right or wrong, and you always knew something was right for you to do, for you to contribute in the world in a larger way, but you never did it so far because you were scared or you just weren't motivated enough. And now things are changing around for you, and somehow you find yourself in that space. So I really feel that that's what's happening for you right now, that you will be choosing something that is right, that you need to act upon. This is a very masculine, action-based energy. Dark blue, it's the protector of truth, like Archangel Michael represents this color as well. So it's like, they show up, when the masculine energy shows up in protection of truth, for protecting what is the will of the divine, whatever's supposed to happen, and the will of the divine is moving through you right now. So allow that to happen. And it's really when that happens, it brings into alignment our own journey as well, our own path, what we feel the highest and most fulfilled in. Because at the end of the day, what you really feel, I mean, it's one level. Let's say that if you're really enjoying where you are, what you have chosen in your life, and it's bringing you everything you need, like the abundance, the support, of some level of fulfillment, that's great. You can build your life, you can live it, and maybe even for your loved ones. But it's another level of satisfaction when you have that, and on top of that, you're also serving something greater, like society, creation, the planet. So I really feel it's that higher energy that's opening up, which brings us also more satisfaction. It sort of aligns the path and makes it more exact with our higher self. So let's see what card you got as well. So this was the card that I drew for you, and you can see here that there's a boy. He's carving something out into the tree, and in the back there's a mountain. You can't really see it. So yeah, now you can see it. So there's this mountain peak that's in the back as well. The idea he has is not very refined yet. He's carving something into the tree, into wood. And it's just like a rough basic idea, but it's coming from like this higher flow. It doesn't seem too significant, but it is, because it's very much aligned with what he is, what is flowing through him, through a higher source. And that's what I feel for you right now, that you're asked to take a small action, and it might seem like, make you feel unworthy. You might think that I don't have the skills for this, or you might feel that this task is so small, what is the actual significance of this anyway, it's not going to change anything. But that's not true, because there's this mountain in the back, and kind of like, look at this crystal. It reminds me, look at how it seems very light energy and angelic, translucent. At the top it looks like there's a crystal castle or something on the top of that mountain, and this also represents something similar. Even the shape, it's like a mountain. So I feel that it's coming into refinement for you, perhaps by the end of this year. But you're starting out something now, and it might not seem like much, but it'll get refined, and it's because it's flowing from grace, this idea. So even though it starts out small, it leads to you building a castle, a crystalline castle, so to speak. And whatever this idea is, whatever you are building, it's going to provide shelter to others as well. It's going to be able to draw other people in to a higher frequency as well. So because we have this Pluto-Jupiter conjunction that I've been speaking about, it's exact around this time now, but its effects last a whole year. So that's what I feel, that it's beginning now, this whatever you are feeling that you are being called to, but it'll become more mature by the end of the year. And yeah, so this is something you are being divinely guided to do. So let me know if that resonated with you in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I'll be uploading more Ascension updates. I've actually already filmed some videos, but I have to upload them after this one. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you very soon.